Goa Flowers. I'm Anita Goa. Welcome to this simple total body yoga stretch number 4. This routine is actually an extension and a slightly changed version of number 2 that I've offered a little while back when I was in Brooklyn. So I'm going to link that in the description box below so you can check it out if you haven't already. It's 20 minutes. This one will still work your feet, your calves, your hamstrings, open up your quads and your hip flexors, and really get deep into your torso and open that up so that you can breathe fully and more deeply and completely. You can use it at the end of a workout after a run. This one is fantastic. And you can also do it at the end of your day. It's going to make you sleep like a baby. So let me know if you like it. Give me a thumbs up if you do, and feel free to leave a comment in the comment box below. I love to hear from you. Oh, I forgot to say that if you have 2 yoga blocks, you can use them. If you don't have that, use something that is elevated, maybe a few books. If you have a yoga strap, that will be fine, but equally it's fine to use a belt or a scarf. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start in a tabletop position. So our arms are shoulder distance apart, fingers are spread, legs are hip distance apart. You're going to press your shins into the floor and press with the tops of your feet. And then you exhale and you round your back. Try to soften your buttocks, try to draw up through the navel, let your head drop, shake it out a little bit. And just stay here and breathe and notice how your upper back feels. Feeling that shoulder blades are separating and you're deeply stretching right in between the shoulder blades. And then slowly start to arch your back, curl your toes under. And as you arch your back, you're going to lift your breastbone, draw your head back, but don't thrust your head back so it is uncomfortable for your neck. Just let your belly relax a bit here. And press into your toes and into your feet as you root down into your hands. Draw the shoulder blades a little bit into your armpits. Fully breathe in, completely exhale out, which might feel a little weird in this position. And let's repeat that. Point the feet, exhale, round, drop the head. Inhale, arch, curl the toes under. Exhale, round, just warming up the spine, getting into the breath. And inhale, arch. Now you're going to hold this position with the toes curled under, and you're gradually going to sit back into your heels. And just press through the palms and give yourself a little assistance so that you can start to feel a deep stretch through the toes and your foot, the fascia of your foot. This area tends to get a little tight on most of us, especially if you walk a lot or maybe you run a lot and don't stretch your feet as much. This might feel a bit uncomfortable, but be in a position where you can fully breathe and think of yourself as being comfortably uncomfortable. Good. And then gradually you're going to send your hips forward and lift your hips to the ceiling. Just keep the heels off the ground. Draw the hips up, send them up to the sky so that you're creating lots of extension through the spine, feeling the side waist elongating. Fully breathe in, fully breathe out. Great. Then we're slowly going to lower the knees into the ground again. Use your abdominals. Go slowly. And you're going to sit your hips back one more time. And this time you're going to try to go a little bit further. Move the arms forward. And if you can, rest your forehead onto the floor, or feel free to rest your forehead onto a block if you have that. Try to keep pressing into your toes and into your feet and feel that your inner heels are drawing towards each other. Fully breathe in and fully exhale it out. Good. Then you're slowly going to draw the navel in and roll yourself up. Come into a cat stretch again. Point your feet. And then arch your spine. Inhale. And we're slowly going to lower the chest and the chin to the floor. And then come into a baby cobra. Lower the pelvis to the ground. Lift your chest. Roll your shoulders back. And then we're going to lift up to an upward facing dog. Round the spine again to a cat stretch. And then this time keep the toes pointed and sit back into a child's pose. And then withdraw, roll yourself up, vertebrae by vertebrae, to a hero pose. So you're going to keep your knees together and you're going to keep your feet together. And you're going to sit on your heels. If you find that this is really challenging, keep the feet a little bit apart and take a block and prop yourself up as much as you need to, where your knees still feel like they're being stretched, but you are in a position where you can breathe. Try to draw the tailbone under a little bit, draw the lower belly in and up, lift your breastbone, roll your shoulders back. See if you can work on finding a place where the head is over the shoulders and the shoulders are over your pelvis. Good. Then you're going to cross the right elbow on top of the left, wrap the arms together into eagle arms. Trying to maintain that extension of your spine. Just keep a gaze in front of you. Mouth is closed. Inhaling through your nose. And exhaling out through your nose. And you're slowly going to release and bring your arms behind your back. You're going to interlace the right index finger on top of the left. Really draw in through your abdomen, lift your chest, and stretch the arms away from you as you pin your shoulder blades together. When you're in this position, you should not thrust your head back, or it should not change your breathing at all. All right, so keep growing tall enough. You can start to move a little further back and let your knuckles rest onto the floor. Feel free to go for it. But no biggie if it's not happening today. Full breath in, full breath out. Good. Then you're drawing in through the abdomen, lift through the breastbone and gradually come up. And you're going to release the arms, cross the left elbow on top of the right, lift your chest, roll the shoulders back. And repeat this on the other side. If you feel that you've had enough being in this position, readjust yourself. Come up a little bit higher, curl the toes under, and be there. We're going to do that next. And then slowly release, bring the arms behind your back. Now the left index finger goes on top of the right as you interlace the fingers. You might have to think about that a bit. You're going to draw in through the abdomen, try to squeeze your buttocks a little bit, lift through the chest, and stretch the arms back by pinning your shoulder blades together. Roll it open. And just notice that my voice didn't change from doing that. If I thrusted my head back, I wouldn't be able to breathe or talk. All right, now see if by maintaining that position, maybe you can lower your knuckles to the floor. Just very gradually notice where you're at. Notice what your body needs. Keep breathing. Good. Then you're gradually going to release. Inhale, just the arms up. And then exhale, release the arms down. Come back into a tabletop position. Curl your toes under and then gradually lift your hips and draw the sitting bones towards the sky. Doesn't that feel good after having been in that position for a while? Breathe in and breathe out. Feel the length through the spine. Notice if there's a difference this time around.
And then gradually just keep the left leg bent and try to press the right heel into the floor, keeping your right toes as lifted as you possibly can. And then lift the right heel, keeping the right knee bent. Try to press the left heel into the floor as you're lifting your left toes up off the floor as much as you can. And as you lift the toes off the floor, contracting through the left shin. Good, and then gradually come up. All right, lengthen out into a plank pose. And this time you're slowly going to try to keep your chest lifted and lower your pelvis to the ground first. And then your entire torso. Point your feet, root down into your palms, and lift it up to an upward facing dog. Squeeze your inner heels towards each other. Keep your shins and the knees onto the floor. And then look over the right shoulder to the center. Look over the left shoulder and to the center. Draw up through the abdomen. Curl the toes under. Draw the hips back. We've been here before. Maybe it's starting to feel a little different. Pull the navel in and then withdraw. Roll yourself up. And now we're back into that Virasana, but our toes are curled under. And just notice how that feels. Lifting the chest, rolling the shoulders back. Breathe in fully. Exhale it completely. And I really notice if this feels excruciating. If it does, just stick your tongue out and do a roar like a lion. Breathe in. Breathe in. And maybe just releasing any tension through the jaw, through the face, moves down into the neck, into the shoulders, releases the tension from the feet. Oh, and doesn't it feel much better already? Or is it just my imagination? No, I hope it does. All right, slowly come forward again. Keeping the toes curled under, drawing up into your abs and through the palms. Draw the sitting bones to the ceiling. And now very gradually try to straighten the legs out and draw the heels towards the floor. How's those calves feeling? Good. Now we're going to draw the left knee towards the chest and step that left foot forward. Come on to our fingertips. And from here, you're going to slide the right foot forward, lower the shin and the knee into the floor. So we're coming into a kneeling position. Here it's important that your left foot is on the ground. Try to lift your toes a little bit off the ground so you stay rooted through the foot. Lift your chest, so feel like you're lifting your rib cage up out of your hips. And now you're going to drape your torso over your left thigh. And you're going to fold over the thigh. And feel that the upper body weight is drawing you forward as you press the heel into the floor, feeling a deep stretch into your left calf. If you want to, like I did in the video number 2, you can take your thumbs into the eyebrow center and then hold it. And you can even move your thumbs along your eyebrows and maybe release a lot of tension into your temples right there. And just let your head hang so it releases tension through your neck. Good. Then gradually lift up. Come onto your fingertips and lean forward. Press through that left foot. And then gradually step the left foot back into a low lunge position. From here, you're going to pivot the right heel in 45 degrees. Take a block if you have one, or you can place your hand on your shin. You're going to draw your tailbone under as you draw in through your abdomen. Place your palm onto the block, and then gradually go into a triangle pose. As you're rooting down into your right foot, try to keep your toes lifted. Draw up through the abdomen. Spin your heart
towards the sky. And reach the right arm up and over the right ear. There's something really nice by starting the triangle pose from the ground up, instead of always from a warrior two position. Good, and then slowly release your hands to the floor. Come onto your fingertips. Step the right foot forward a tiny bit, but still see that the left heel is lined up with your right heel. Try to keep your left toes as lifted as possible. Lift your chest, inhale, and then exhale, fold over your left thigh. Now here you can keep your hands on the blocks, of course, and stay up higher. Find that position where you can breathe. Just feel the stretch with the left side of your hamstring. Good. Now bend the left leg and you're going to step it back into a downward facing dog as you exhale. Inhale to a plank pose. And then exhale slowly again, like you're waving yourself down to the floor. Lower the pelvis first, keep the chest lifted. Slowly go down. Point the feet and then inhale to an upward facing dog. Look over the left shoulder, center, look over the right shoulder, and center. Draw the navel in, round it into a cat stretch. Arch the spine, curl the toes under, and draw the hips back, downward facing dog. Now you're going to draw the right knee to your navel and step that right foot forward. And then we're going to slide the left leg forward into that kneeling position again. So lower the top of the foot and the shin into the floor, keeping the right foot grounded. Lift your chest, feel like you're lifting your rib cage up out of your hips, and then hinge it forward. Just let your whole entire upper body weight rest into your right thigh and foot. And feeling that stretch deeply into the Achilles and the calf. Use your thumbs in between the eyebrows. Massage your eyebrows. Massage your temples. Feel free to keep the eyes closed. Good, and gradually come up, lower the fingertips to the floor, lean forward a little bit as you press through that right foot, and you're going to step the left foot back to a low lunge. Pivot the left heel in, 45 degrees. Keep the toes lifted, root down into your feet, and as you're ready to go into the triangle, either keep the palm on a block, on your shin, and start to draw the lower belly in and up, draw the tailbone under, and then gradually start to straighten out the right leg. Roll the navel and the heart towards the sky. Reach the left arm up. Drop the shoulders down. You can look up, you can look to the side, or you can look down. Breathe in. Feel free to reach the arm over the ear. Breathe out. Good, and slowly bend the right knee. Lower the fingertips back to the floor, keep the hands on the blocks, and step the left foot forward a bit. So you square your hips off to the floor. Keep the right heel lined up with the left heel. Chest lifted, inhale. And then exhale, fold over your right thigh. Shake out the head. Just be in a position where you can breathe
Adjust yourself to find what position is the right one for you. It's not going to be the same position every single day because you might not feel the same in your body every single day. So just honor that. And then slowly release, step it back to downward facing dog. Ooh, how's that dog feeling? Is it starting to change a little bit? Wave it into a plank pose, inhale. And then exhale again, slowly keep your abdominals strong, keep the chest lifted, roll the shoulders open, lower the pelvis first, and lower all the way down to the ground. Point the feet, inhale to an upward facing dog. And exhale it to a downward facing dog. That's just a different way of moving yourself into an upward facing dog instead of always doing a chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. All right, now you're going to step the left foot forward to a low lunge. And you're going to lower the right knee into the floor and come up. You're going to point the right foot, shift your hips back, lift through the lower belly, drop the tailbone, and then send your hips forward. As you send your hips forward, you can allow the knee to draw forward. Keep rooting down into your left foot and try to root as much into your right shin and the top of the right foot as you can. Keep the chest lifted and feel both sides of your waist elongating. Shoulders roll back. This is a good place to be. We're going to reach the arms up. And then we're going to bend the right elbow and take a hold of the right elbow with the left hand. And then try to press the head against the arm. And then use your fingers to maybe massage your neck or the top of your shoulders. And just notice now how that stretches your right tricep, as well as a little bit deeper through the right side of your waist and deeply into your right hip flexor and getting into the quadricep. All right, now slowly release the arms up and lower the hands to the floor. You're going to ground the right palm to the floor. You can also place the palm onto a block. You're going to toe heel the left foot towards the edge of your mat. And you're going to allow the knee to open to the side, maybe go to the outer edge of the left foot. If this doesn't work for you, try to keep the knee a little bit more drawn towards your body. And then allow the hips to move closer to the ground as well. While you're rooting down into your right palm, lift your chest and roll your shoulders open. Again, it's all about lifting the breastbone and making sure that your breath is not changing. It remains the same, although you've moved yourself deeper into it. You can hang out here, or you can try to bend the right leg, take a hold of the right foot on the outside. If you can bend the leg, but you find that it's hard to take a hold of the foot, use a rope or a belt. Hang out here. If you feel you can go a little deeper, draw yourself in and up a little and draw the heel closer towards the buttocks. So you get a little deeper into the quad. Yeah. And then you can release. And you can do that a few times. Draw it in. Draw up into your abdomen. Draw the heel towards the buttocks. And release. Open up and expand. And then slowly lower the right foot to the floor, toe heel the left foot back to where it came from. Come into that low lunge and just let your body adjust. Maybe move forward and back a little bit. And downward facing dog. Good, let's do that on the other side. Step the right foot forward to a low lunge. And lower the left knee to the floor, point the foot. Shift your hips back
And from that position, readjust the pelvis so you stay close to your lower belly. Lift the chest, allow the tailbone to drop. And from there, send your hips forward. Good, and then feel the stretch through the quad, hip flexor, left side of the spine. Lift, feel both sides of the waist elongating. Reach the arms up and bend your left elbow. Take a hold of the left elbow and press your head against that left arm. Keep rooting down into the right foot. And also, the more you try to press with the left shin and the top of the left foot, the more pressure it takes off of the left knee. Great. Reach the arms up, lower the hands down, and keep the left palm grounded to the floor. Toe heel the right foot to the side, so your right foot is facing, I say, a 2 o'clock, and allow the knee to open to the side and roll to the outer edge of your right foot. You can hang out here, keep the chest lifted. Or feel free to bend the left leg, take a hold of the foot on the outside. Use a rope if you need to. And if you feel like you want to go into it a little deeper, draw in through the abdomen, lifting the hips a little bit as you draw the left heel towards the buttocks. And then release the heel away, lower the hips down, lift the chest. Oh, and try to do that again. Pull the navel in, lift it up, draw the heel to the buttocks. And slowly release and open. Good. Then gradually release the left foot down, toe heel the right foot. Be very careful as you move yourself out of this position. Come back into that low lunge. Maybe try to straighten out the leg and bend it. Notice how it feels, if it feels a little bit more open. Good. And then you're going to step the left foot forward. Keep the feet hip distance apart. Or maybe shoulder distance apart. A little wider if you need to. You're going to lift your heels. And then slowly lower your hips to the heels. And then from there, you're going to try to lower your heels into the floor. Now this might happen, this might not happen, but your torso is flushed to your thighs. Allow your pelvis to become very heavy. Allow your armpits to rest onto the knees. And then as your heels get closer to the floor, try to extend the arms out in front of you. Let the upper body weight draw you forward as your lower body weight draws you back. All right, so this is a very deep stretch for the feet, for the calves, the ankles, the knees, the hips, the back, the entire spine. Good. And then you can try to press your upper arms against the knees, palms together, lift your chest up. Low Indian squat. And then gradually lower your seat to the ground. Yay! All right, so you're going to extend your legs out and just shake your legs out a little bit there. I'm going to face a little bit more the camera. So keep the chest lifted. Try to keep the legs straight. Flex your feet. Make sure that both of your sitting bones are grounded into the floor. You're now going to bend your left leg in. You're going to keep the chest lifted, and you're going to rotate it to the left. So rotate from the bottom of your ribs. Right hand, you're going to try to work to the outside of your left knee, if you can. Hang out here. And the next step, try to reach the left arm up, bend the elbow, and hold the hand to the right ear. You can hang out here. And from that twist, you're going to gradually start to bend it to the right. So as you're twisting, bend over the right thigh. Just as much as you can fully breathe. Try to drop that left hip and sitting bone into the floor as you roll the navel and the heart towards the sky. Hang out here, or feel free to reach for the right foot. And keep working the right shoulder to the inside of that right knee as you twist it open. Full breath in, full breath out. Good, then slowly lift it up. We're going to twist it to the right. So left hand to the outside of the right knee, right arm behind you. And then from that twist, you're going to exhale and bend over the right thigh. Left hand to the outside of the foot, right hand to the inside, so the right wrist crosses on top. But of course, if this is challenging for you, use a rope and hold the rope or the towel, whatever you have to use around the foot. Keep the chest lifted and breathe. And just try to connect with the tension through your hamstring. Breathe with it. Good, and slowly come up and extend your leg out. Shake them loose. Let's do that on the other side. Bend the right leg, right sole of the foot to the left inner thigh, hips facing forward, and then gently twist it to the right. Reach the right arm up. Maintain the extension, bend the elbow. Hold onto the left ear as you're twisted. Bend it to the side, just as far as you can. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then keep the left shoulder to the inside of the knee as you try to work your hand to the left foot. Full breath. Good, and slowly start to come up, back into the twist, and then rotate it to the left. Bend over the left extended leg from that left rotation, right hand to the outside of the foot, left hand to the inside, left wrist crosses on top, and descend. Use your rope if you need one. Lengthen the neck so there's no tension in your neck. Good, and gradually start to come up. Doesn't that feel good? Extend your right leg. Shake out your legs, right? That should have opened up the hips really nicely, the knees as well. All right, keep the feet flexed, legs as straight as you can, but it's fine to keep the knees a little bent. Sit to the tips of your sitting bones, draw in and up through your lower belly. Lift your chest, roll your shoulders open. Try to keep your head over the shoulders and shoulders over the pelvis. Now see here, if you can, ground your palms to the floor. Now this might not happen. It all depends on really the length of your legs, the length of your torso, the length of your legs, the flexibility of your legs and upper body, front body to back body, as well as side body. But just try to notice where you're at. And as you continue to sit in this position, keeping a gaze straight in front of you, notice what muscles might feel tight. Notice what muscles might feel weak. And maybe over time, those muscles that feel really tight will help you to ground the palms to the floor, or maybe the palms will never ground into the floor because your arms are too short, just because of the way that your skeleton is designed. And that's something you can't do anything about. But this is great for posture, connecting into the upper back muscles to give you support and give some flexibility to the front body. Now inhale, the arms up, and then exhale, you're going to hinge forward from your hips. Again, keep your knees bent if needed, keep the chest lifted, take the hands to the outsides of the feet, or rest your hands next to the feet, or use your rope. Inhale, length, and exhale, release. Inhale, and exhale. Good, and slowly withdraw and lift yourself up. And you're just going to cross your legs, maybe right foot on top of the left, or right foot in front. Sit on a block, sit on a blanket. Rest your hands on your knees, keeping your head over your shoulders and your shoulders over your pelvis. Just gently draw your chin into your chest. And inhale, circle the head to the right and back. And exhale to the left and center. Again, inhale to the right and back. Exhale to the left and center. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Gently go over to the left. Try to notice how it feels as you're moving around the neck. Notice if it feels very crunchy, if it feels tight in certain areas. Don't crank yourself into it. Just go as far into it as you can breathe. Inhale, half the circle. And exhale the rest of the circle. Lift your chin. Sweep the arms to the side and up as you inhale. And then exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Draw the chin into your chest, bow down into the highest place within you. Thank yourself for doing this practice. I thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope that it was helpful. Lift your chin, open your eyes. Great. I hope that you like this. If you want to continue to sit in meditation for a few minutes or rest down into a shavasana, feel free to do that for a few minutes or as long as you want. Bye.